Hello YouTube, it's Kimberly. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. This video is going to be a review and demo of the AJ Crimson setting powders. So I got these, I've been using them, I really like them, and there's a few things I don't like, but if you want to hear more, keep watching. So thank you so much for coming to my channel. In addition to a review, I'm also going to do a demo because as you guys can see, based on my skin, I am shiny. I haven't applied any face makeup yet. The only thing I did was my brows and my lashes, a little mascara. So I'm just going to show you guys how I use the powders and then also discuss what I like and don't like about them. So let's get into it. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is the banana powder. So it's actually interesting. I have two of the powders here. I have one in toasted cinnamon and then I have bamboo. So bamboo I did not use yet. I used toasted cinnamon, so this is definitely going to be like a first reaction for this one, but I can kind of talk more about toasted cinnamon. So this is new. When you get them, they have this white sticker inside. It's probably going to be hard to see because the powder's yellow, but and I really like that because then it doesn't make a mess until you like open it and start using it. And then it has this sticker inside. So let's see, I should be able to get that started. There we go. Ooh, see the powder. So that's how you know it's closed and it is not making a mess while you are shipping it. So for the yellow powders, what I tend to do is use them to set my under eye. So what I do is I basically just put my concealer, blend it out, and then I set it with the banana powder. So let's get into it and you guys can get my first impressions on the bamboo banana powder. Okay, so in order to set the banana powder, I'm going to need concealer. So I have my fave here, Pat McGrath, and I'm going to do a little under eye concealing. So for our mirror, I have one of my Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes on the side, so I'm just going to be using that so that way I can make sure I don't get makeup everywhere. Now I don't do the traditional baking rules everything around me mentality. I kind of just use the banana powders to set it. So it is kind of important to me that it kind of has like a natural look-ish, because I don't want to look so crazy yellow blotted out underneath my eyes, right? So I'm now going to blend it out further with the mixture of my ring finger and the Sigma F64 soft blend concealer brush. Now thankfully Pat McGrath does not dry down that quickly, so I will have time to blend her out and make it look a little better than it does right now. Let me stop. It's gonna look a lot better. I'm also gonna come in with the sponge. I have a wet beauty blender waiting in the wing. So she's in this paper towel, but she's wet and she's ready. This is an adult channel, right? JK just playing. I mean, it is though. So that is what you're gonna get first round with the concealer blending. And at this point it's dried down a little bit, but not absolutely. And I can still continue to blend with the sponge. So I usually try to do that first application with the brush. Normally I do wear nails, so then a lot of the applicating and stuff, I can't necessarily just automatically blend it with my finger. So I'm really more of a brush and sponge kind of girl, because it just makes it so much easier when you have nails, which I don't have right now. I miss them. How many of you are still in the no nail struggle? So I was thankfully able to get a pedicure, but I haven't really figured out my nail situation, so I'm still a work in progress on that. Okay, so what you can see right now is that we have the under eye concealer done. It's so weird to see myself like this. I have not done this much makeup in a while, but it's done. So now what I would do with a banana powder, I know I would like it because I'd be able to put it in the cap and then lightly dust it with the concealer brush. underneath my eyes. So I usually take that same concealer brush. I'll just take the paper towel and just make sure there's no concealer on it. I mean, clearly it's not really cleaning it, but just to get as much off as possible. And then lightly dust the banana powder to bring down the dewiness of it. Because I mean, when you're buying a concealer, there are some that are more matte, some that are more dewy, but I often find that the ones with the best coverage and the best options for my skin tone, they come in the one kind of semi-matte natural glow situation. So I need a powder to set them so that way I can get that look that I'm going for. And this, okay, I like it. It's a little yellower than normal, but honestly it's summertime and I'm not my normal shade. I'm a little darker, so it's a lot more stark looking than it probably actually is. So there you go. So that is with the banana. So as I first using it, I would say that it's a little light, especially considering where my color is now. So I'm gonna go with the beauty blender. So, and the beauty blender, like I said, is damp, and just like pack that powder on in there. So there we go. So like I said, it's a little light, but I really like the finish and how it works. I think it's cute. I think it's bringing that brightness that you want from the under eye concealer and setting it. So I'm really liking it. I think it worked out well and it's great. So I'm saying yes to the banana powder. So now let's get into the toasted cinnamon powder. Okay, so here I have toasted cinnamon, and I have used toasted cinnamon and opened it, so I was able to kind of have some little tricks and tips while playing with it and using it. Everything I like about the AJ Crimson powder is that it's lightweight, it's easy to apply, easy to wear, and it's very simple in terms of makeup setting powder. The one issue I did have is that for the one way that I use the Laura Mercier medium deep setting powder is that I take a wet beauty blender and then I put it on my face as a primer. With this specific powder, I can't do that because it changes colors when it's wet. So it does get considerably darker once you wet it. But in the powdered form, I do find that it is suitable for my summer shade. So I'm going to put it right there in the middle, and as you see, that shine is gone. So, but as you can see, now I'm dealing with this different kind of skin color situation. So that's why I really wanted to bring this powder in to like warm up my face and to bring it all the different places. So with the viewfinder, I was using the viewfinder for a little bit. She looks good a little, but it also looks like really stark coloring. So I really just want to make sure I blend the line with the banana powder and the face powder, so it's no harsh lines. Make sure I come down those, get my upper lip. And I really like the powder. It's really white, lightweight, long lasting. This is my only issue. You see how I still have that little shine? It's like a natural matte and not a 1000% matte. And it makes sense. If you look at AJ Crimson's overall collection, it has a cream based foundation that works with a it has a cream based foundation that works with, you get the powders to set that foundation, like it's a system. So it kind of makes sense that it still has that little shine with it because it's going with something cream that might be a little drying down a lot more than my natural skin is. So it makes sense that it might not be all the way matte, because if you put the cream foundation on your face then all the way matte, your skin will be dry and it won't really have that life to it. So it makes sense that it's that kind of powder. Also, a lot of people don't want mattifying matte powder. You want a powder but you still look natural, you still have your natural oils and your skin coming through, and it does look really pretty. It looks really beautiful, if I'm gonna say so myself. I really like that the banana for my shade is light enough for me to be able to lightly dust it on my concealer to set it. I'm definitely sure that if you want to bake with this powder will be good for that. Like I said, I don't typically wear my makeup like that, but I'm definitely seeing, based off the texture and the way that it applies, that this could be something that you bake with, dust it away, and your face will be really matte if you wanted to. And who knows, you could probably do that with the toasted cinnamon also. Like if I were to take a cream puff and rub it with the powder and really pack it on there, then I could probably make my forehead really, really matte. But I just love applying powder with this kind of brush and just not really putting too much on there, because I do have a sweaty face, so the more powder, the more mess you get once you start sweating. And this is a really pretty look. I'm gonna come in a little closer so you guys can see. It looks really natural and pretty and lightweight. AJ Crimson, if you look at his Instagram, and I've been following him for years, and you look at the celebrities that he does their makeup, and when you see them on the red carpets, they really have that really natural, beauty, clean look. And that's what most people want for every day, especially for skin. In terms of, and what's another thing that's great about him is he's like a master, like his brand masters what it does. Like a lot of makeup brands, they have every kind of product and none of them are really good, but you can tell with his skin stuff that he's really into skin perfecting, which is why the powders and stuff look that great and are that easy to use. Mind you, all I have on is concealer and powder. I don't have on any foundation. Like, you can still see like the birthmarks and the things that make me look like a human person, but also my skin looks beautiful. Like the makeup just really sets it off. So I think that he really knows what he's doing when it comes to that. I would definitely recommend these powders. There are other powders. These are not the only two setting powders. There is a translucent neutral powder, and then there is a darker shade powder than the toasted cinnamon. There's like one shade darker, and I would definitely say corresponding with your skin tone, or even if you're just looking for a neutral translucent regular setting powder, I would definitely give his a try. I actually think I might, even though I don't really I like colored powders, like that's just my preference. But these are really, really great powders. I'm gonna leave the pricing information and everything below, and I think you guys should try them out and that they're amazing. So if you have his skin, like the foundations, please let me know how you like them, how you use them, because I'm definitely interested in buying them and would love to hear about them from you guys. So thanks so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you in my next video.